Welcome back to the Bright Light Wellness YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am so excited that you are here with me today. I want to come on here to remind you that fall is coming. I can feel the shifts. It feels colder in the morning, right? We can feel that fall is almost here and then next will be winter, right? And I want to remind you that this is the last chance for you to build up your storage form of our hormone, vitamin D, okay? If you live in a northern latitude like me, we don't have access to UVB light all year round. For a few months in winter, we cannot synthesize vitamin D from sunlight. Okay. So for me, I think around mid October or end of October, UVB light will leave the atmosphere. So the UV index will be less than a 5, and I will not be able to make vitamin D. So you want to make sure you're building up that storage form, especially in these last couple of weeks, making sure you're getting out in sunlight with your eyes and skin exposed. Okay. And hopefully you've been doing that from spring till now, and you have a big storage form of vitamin D already built up to last you through the winter. Nature doesn't make mistakes, right? We have this ability to make vitamin D when UVB light is present. And then we're going to talk about what we do when UVB light is not present, what other hormone we can use, because vitamin D is a hormone, right? And in order to make hormone vitamin D, we need to have LDL cholesterol, which we can get from animal fats, vitamin A, which we also get from animal fats, T3 hormone, which we can also make in UVA light. And we also need to have light stimulus of UVB light in particular. And like I said, in a northern latitude, we don't have it. So it's very important to build up that storage form so we can use it through winter. So during the winter time, well, let's just talk a little bit about, should we supplement with vitamin D? In my opinion, nature doesn't make a mistake, right? So nature would not just have vitamin D available through UVB light in the, spring through fall, and then have no other alternative mechanism for us to use in the winter, right? So it does, and that is melatonin, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. So I don't agree with supplementing on vitamin D for many reasons. I actually have a video on that. Number one, just to sum it up, is that when you're supplementing vitamin D, you're only taking vitamin D3. So you're supplementing a part of a whole. So you're not getting the whole piece of the pie, right? A lot of times they are rancid with other like seed oils and whatnot. Vitamin D supplementation, especially in high doses, can displace calcium, and then it displaces other minerals. And you're supplementing a hormone. And whenever you supplement a hormone, you're going to disrupt other hormones. So I am not a big fan of vitamin D supplementation. Ancestrally, it doesn't make sense. We wouldn't have supplemented vitamin D hundreds of years ago, right? We just use the other hormone, right, that nature provides. And there's this kind of seesaw between vitamin D and melatonin, right? So we're supposed to have high vitamin D in the summertime. We make it, and even through the fall, because we've been making it all summer long. And then in the wintertime, the other hormone that comes in is going to be melatonin. Melatonin also binds to the vitamin D receptors. And I don't think that that's a mistake, because it's like nature knows that since we don't have strong UVB light, it needs another hormone to come in and replace it during that time. And melatonin and vitamin D do a lot of things synergistically. Like they both work on immune system support, they both work on healing and provide the body with a lot of capabilities to heal. It supports hormone health, fertility, immune function, and healing in the body. So they're both synergistically working together. And I just really think there's a big seesaw between the two. And I don't want to supplement either, because I feel like there's a lot of other metabolites in vitamin D that you would not be getting from a supplement. Like I said, it's a part of a whole. And when you make it in sunlight, you're getting a whole host of the hundreds of different metabolites that vitamin D makes. So during the time of winter, without synthesizing, vitamin D, we are meant to honor the darkness, the cold, and the scarcity. And when we do this, we optimize melatonin production, right? So we want to make sure that we're optimizing melatonin production. I have a video on melatonin. I'm going to explain a little bit right here. Okay. So I just want to remind you that Vitamin D supplementation is definitely not the same. Okay. And we don't want to do that. So that is not my opinion, at least. I would maximize melatonin. So the question is, how do we maximize melatonin? So I have another video on melatonin that you can go take a look at if you'd like. But I will remind you here that in order to maximize melatonin, we need to be maximizing the darkness. So there's two ways that you make melatonin. There's pineal gland melatonin, which is controlled by light. Okay. So you need to get out in what's called the UVA light, and the path, okay, there's a aromatic amino acid called tryptophan. And in your eyes, okay, this happens in your eyes, so no sunglasses, no contacts, no glasses. Of course, you need to get on sunrise light first, then UVA light, but you will make, this is the precursor to making serotonin. So that aromatic amino acid will trap the UVA light. It's like a light trap. And then what it does is it takes that tryptophan and helps convert it into serotonin. And that serotonin later becomes pineal gland melatonin. But that pineal gland melatonin is only secreted in the presence of darkness. Now, in the wintertime, obviously the light changes and it gets darker a lot earlier. For me, it's getting dark around 4 o'clock, really 5 o'clock because of daylight savings, but it's like 4 o'clock on the time clock, right? So at that time, I am honoring the darkness by keeping my lights off, only using red and orange bulbs, and using quality blue blockers, making my screens red, making sure I'm not doing anything that will suppress my melatonin production. In the summertime, I want to be outside in the sunlight, getting as much vitamin D as I can. And in the wintertime, I want to be still getting, of course, that sunlight during the day, because it has many other benefits besides vitamin D, but I want to be honoring the darkness, right? Light is healing, but darkness is also healing. And I used to not know that when I first started learning all this circadian stuff. I was like, oh, it's all about the sunlight. It's all about getting a lot of sunlight to heal. But now I realize that darkness is just as healing as sunlight. So we want to make sure that we are staying in rhythm with these light and dark cycles, okay, and doing everything we can to not suppress our body's melatonin so we can get more rest, more autophagy, and more repair, right? Your body is meant to do certain processes in summer, and it's meant to run certain programs in winter, and it's definitely meant to do more healing in the winter. We are kind of like the bears. We need to go into this hibernation mode where we do more healing in the winter. So get outside in the sunlight, especially UVA, sans sunglasses and contacts and glasses, and make sure you're wearing blue blockers and keeping your house dim, or red or orange bulbs would even be preferable, and screens red. If you need any places to get blue blockers or any kind of red light therapy, I have a couple of different places in my free product guide link below where you can get blue blocking glasses. I have Midwest Red Light Therapy, Viva Rays, Block Blue Light. I might even have some more. And I have discount codes there for you to get some good quality blue blockers. You need to be wearing either the orange or the red after sunset. The red is going to make you tired, so you might not want to wear the red at 4 because you'll be tired really soon. And then the other way and then you can get red light bulbs as well at those places, or orange light bulbs as well. And the other way that we make more melatonin is in the mitochondria. This is called subcellular melatonin, and this is in response to infrared light. So you want to make sure that even though it's, throughout the winter, you are still getting some sources of infrared light on your skin, which infrared light does penetrate through clothing. So you don't have to be completely bare skin, but you still want to make sure you're going outside, because the sun is always 42% infrared light all day long. So you want to make sure that you're still going outside, still getting that, because every time your body is exposed to near infrared light, it is going to make more subcellular melatonin. And this melatonin helps our mitochondria repair all day long. Pineal gland melatonin helps us repair at night. Okay, we get into autophagy, which is cell death, and apoptosis, which is cell death, and autophagy, which is cellular repair. And subcellular melatonin will help our cells repair throughout the day. So you want to make sure that you are getting into those in that light frequency. You want to still get sunlight throughout the day. Now you can get infrared through other ways. You can get infrared infrared through red light therapy panel devices. I have those available, but remember, the sun is always the ultimate red light therapy panel device. That's in my free product guide. You can check that out. You can also get it from sitting next to a fire, going into a sauna, as long as it's an infrared sauna, not a steam sauna. You will also get it from, say, you are doing cold therapy or exposing your body to cold. This will also help your body make more infrared heat. Because what happens is your body gets cold, it forces the body to make its own heat, okay? So that's going to help your body make more infrared. So there are many ways you can get more infrared throughout the winter. So I just wanted to share that with you, that, you know, vitamin D is ending. You don't need to supplement. What you need to do is maximize your melatonin production, and you really do this by honoring the light environment. If you need more support on this, I have my ebook with the webinar recording called the Get Your Light Right ebook, and this will absolutely help support this. You will learn all the ins and outs on how to use light to support your health from summer to winter, right? All seasons, okay? You can also take a look at my personalized healthcare plans. If you're struggling with a chronic disease, I can help support you there. You can also take a look at my podcast, we just changed the name, the Quantum Health Connection podcast. I have lots of different, videos there you can watch to learn more. You can also look at, of course, my YouTube videos here, all the things to support you. And I think that there's no need for vitamin D supplementation. I think it can cause a lot more harm than we realize. Honestly, I think it's a contributor to thyroid diseases as well. And I think that if we just trust nature and honor nature, and we do what nature has designed, that we'll be fine. And so instead of using vitamin D, we'll be using melatonin in the winter for optimal healing. So get a pair of blue blockers if you don't have one. Maybe get a red light therapy device if you don't have one. Make sure you're getting outside. Make sure you're still grounding. Make sure maybe you're getting a little bit of cold. And that doesn't mean you have to jump into 32-degree cold plunge. It just means allow your body to get the signal to know that it's cold outside. Maybe you go out in a little less clothing, right? Make sure you're still getting sunlight every day, getting UVA light, doing all the things that are going to maximize melatonin production. And honestly, get more rest and repair, more sleep. Melatonin is going to ramp up stronger in the winter. And I'm tired by 8 o'clock at night, sometimes even earlier, and that's fine. Sleep longer, have a longer sleeping window, right? That's part of winter. So I hope this video is helpful. And if you need more support on any of this, please let me know. And if you still have UVB light in your area, make sure you are maximizing your vitamin D production until, it's not available anymore. And then once vitamin D is gone, that doesn't mean we don't still go outside. There are so many benefits to being outside in sunlight. So you still want to make sure that you're getting outside even once vitamin D or UVB light leaves. The sunrise, the UVA, and the sunset all have immense healing capabilities. And you can learn all that, like I said, in my Get Your Light Right ebook. So all that's linked below. And let me know if you have any questions. I'm here to support you guys. Have a great day.